It's been 5 years, and I'm recovering from an event that happened to me in my second year of university. I had just finished an all-nighter at the library. It was one of those projects where you lose track of time completely. By the time I packed my bag and walked out, it would have been around 6:15 in the morning. I was exhausted. I hadn't slept in 2 days. I was just hoping to go home and get some shut-eye. My apartment was 20 minutes away. I looked for a taxi since I didn't want to take the bus. I walked to the corner and almost like luck, a taxi came around. I raised my hand and it came towards me. I mumbled my address, leaned back and drifted off to sleep almost instantly. I guess it would have been around 10 minutes before I was jolted awake by a sharp left turn. I tried to make out the road outside. I realized we weren't heading toward the bridge, which was the only way to get to my side of the town. We were going into the industrial district, full of warehouses and containers. I tried telling him that he had missed a turn, but he didn't even look back. I raised my voice, thinking he hadn't heard me the first time, but his response was more or less the same. I regret my next move. Of all the choices I had, I picked the most risky one, to remain silent. A full 5 minutes passed. He kept driving in the desolate area. I felt a rush of adrenaline. I pulled out my phone and turned on the GPS. I saw the blue triangle in the middle of nowhere. At that exact moment, my phone died. It's honestly worth saying, though, that this part of the town has always been pretty dead. Every once in a while, maybe a single truck goes by. My mind shouted that there was something wrong. The problem was that I was struggling to stay awake, fighting to keep my eyes open. So for around 10 minutes, I gave him the benefit of doubt and assumed he was taking a shortcut. I should have known better though, because what happened after that was horrifying. We stopped at the side of the road. He scanned the empty seat next to him as if looking for something. That's when I finally tried opening the door, which to my horror was locked. The second he noticed me struggling, he slammed the gas again. I had had it by then. I banged on the glass, shouted at him to stop. He didn't react. His eyes stayed forward, locked on the road. He wasn't even checking the mirrors. It was like I wasn't even there. The car picked up more speed. We were well inside the container terminals now. I continued trying the doors, but everything was locked. Not even the windows could be rolled down. I heard his phone ring. He picked it up and started talking in some foreign language. I was petrified, thinking he was calling someone else to take me or something. But then he suddenly slowed down and he reached a garage. It had a crinkled metal door. The door opened and he raced in. The metal door shut behind us, leaving probably like 30 centimeters from the ground. He was constantly swearing under his breath. He stepped out of the car and locked the car once again. He went to the side of the garage and was picking something up. I couldn't make out what it was though. It was quite dark in there, just a small window at the far end. When he came back, he pulled my door open. I saw a wrench in his hand. Before I could react, he slashed it across me. The pain hit so fast I couldn't think. My hand got fractured. They were numb from the pain and were bleeding. I started shouting loudly, not even sure what I was saying. At that point, I would have fainted from the horror of the situation. I saw him rummaging through another bag. I simply couldn't bear the pain any longer. As he came back with what seemed to be a hammer, it slipped from his hand onto the floor. I don't even remember what came over me. I pushed him over with all my body strength and made a run for the opening in the door. I got out and started sprinting. I ran for about 10 minutes before I came across a passerby. His face went pale when he saw my condition. He helped me to call the police, and I was taken to the hospital that night. The authorities came by. They searched the garage and it turned out that the guy wasn't a taxi driver at all. And the car had been stolen the day before after he had killed its owner. Even with the most desperate attempts to track him down, that guy had vanished. I'm 23 now and I don't take taxis anymore, and I make sure to carry a battery pack whenever I go anywhere. I'll admit it seems paranoid, but my hand till this day hasn't fully recovered, and I don't need to go through another experience like that. I've also moved to a new house just to play it safe. I take therapy sessions every now and then to help me get over this event, because every time I look at my scars, I can still hear the sound of that garage door closing.